Well, welcome back to Studio 10 Live. Well, our next guest possesses a silver lining mentality, which has allowed her to build a company, travel globally as an international speaker, coach, and consultant, and she's written over 24 books.
And she specializes in coaching women over 50 to help them get their spark back. She's a self-proclaimed SOB, spunky old broad. Dr. Gayle Carson, welcome.
Thanks, I love being here.
Thanks for being here. How did you get into this? How did you create all of this? Because it is a wonderful mission to get behind, to give women back that, whatever we need to give us that little extra oomph when we go through certain life phases.
Well, I've been in business for over 5 decades. So I decided all of a sudden, I saw a lot of women over 50 who were saying, is this all there is? And that's how I got into it.
Now, I know that you have such a positive attitude, and the question is, how did you get that positivity or keep that positivity? Because you've had a lot of struggles in your life, 3 bouts of cancer, 16 surgeries, the death of your husband, your oldest son. How do you stay positive through all of that?
Because there are only 2 choices. You can be happy or you can be sad. And I choose to be happy.
And it is a choice.
I like that.
It is a choice.
Mm-hmm. When I've gone through a couple bad times in my life recently, I just said, I got to get out the door and walk. If I don't do that, I'm never going to get out of bed.
And that's the point. You have to keep moving. You have to keep doing things, stimulating your mind, stimulating your body. All of those things are very important.
So we took your quiz online. So there's a really cool quiz on Dr. Gayle's website. And
it's a personality quiz.
Yeah, it's a personality quiz. It determines what kind of personality type you are. So do you want to say it at the same time?
Sure. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Warrior.
Overachiever.
Wow, you're an overachiever and I'm a worrier.
I would.
But that's a great blend.
I actually am.
I have a lot of worry in me, and you have a lot of overachieving in you.
Yeah, so we're probably a little bit of both, but I do say that I am a little bit of a worrier. I think I get that from my dad. He's always like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? So I think I kind of have a little bit of that.
But
I try to rebel against
it.
it.
What a great combo you two are. That's wonderful.
So once we know that about ourselves, then how do you help? What kinds of advice do you have?
Well, there's a lot of things that go into it besides your personality. However, what I do is I work with what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? What are your hang-ups? What are the things that give you pleasure? Because a lot of people put pressure on you to do what they want you to do. And so what is in your heart? That's the most important thing. What is in your heart? Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? All of those things are important.
That's great advice.
What is the most common thing that you see with, because I know you kind of specialize in women over 50, baby boomers. What is the most common problem or issue you see with that age group?
Well, there's not just one. Actually, of course, it's getting to that point and saying, is this all there is?
Yeah.
That's an important thing. But number 1, they're really worried about health. That's number 1. Number 2, they're worried about finances. Can I live in the style to which I become accustomed, whatever that is?
Yeah.
And the third thing is really, is that all there is?
Sure, and also care for elders. There's all
well,
kinds
there's
of
a lot
things
of pressure they have.
Right.
Because if you're in a marriage or a relationship of some sort, and even if it's the other person's parents, it's the woman who takes care of everything for elder care.
Sure.
And then there are the children who come back who can't get a job, so they're back home again.
Yep, the boomerang kids.
Even though you've already given their bedroom to something else, you know.
Right.
So there's all of those things that happen, and then they get to a point where they say, is this why did I work at this all my life? This is not what gives me pleasure. And there are people who have worked at a profession for 30 years and they cannot wait to retire so they can reinvent themselves to do something else.
So you really give some good advice in your book, How to Be an SOB.
Yes.
You address all those topics.
Absolutely. And the funny thing about this is that I give lessons learned in there, things I've gone through, and then also my stories. I call, at the end of every chapter, I have Gayle's Tales, and then I have lessons learned. So I hope to give advice to people so that they will not make the same mistakes.
And on your website, you have a link to something called the SOB Club that people can participate in.
That's right. I have SOB clubs around the country, looking for somebody in Tampa. So if there's anybody out there who's interested in being a leader, let me know. And this is especially for women over 50. It's a safe place for them to go and share things they would not talk about in a business situation or just in a social situation.
Excellent. Well, I bet women are that you probably get great feedback for everything you're doing. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Gayle.